Welcome back, ScrubGamers. Welcome to another video in the previously in DBS series, where I go over the week's news, covering everything related to the Dragon Ball Super trading card game. And this week, the only real news is that we have the CardMarket May regional, so the last spring regional in Europe, yesterday, and I think we had 153 players, so quite not as big as turnout as the other two, but still quite a big turnout and it is by webcam as well, with being best of one. And today I'm going to go over the top 16 breakdown and also the deck list used in there. But before we go on to that, first thing I'll do is shout out to CardMarket for hosting the event. So we have regionals going on even while being stuck at home and under lockdown currently. 2, for allowing me to judge the event. It was fun to judge. It was a good experience, and it's always an enjoyable time. And 3, for just being great for just allowing me to cover things like this after the event as well. And another one to shout is DBS Deck Planet. At the moment, it is the best deck building site in the game at the moment. Great interface and a great creator who takes pride in the site and always tries to improve it and add new features that people want as well. So if you haven't already, check it out and start building your decks on there, because it's just amazing and really helpful for the community as well. So now we'll get into the top 16 breakdown, and so this is one for May. So it's the CardMarket May 8th regional. And for the top 16, we had 8 different decks that topped it. So we had 4 Dark Broly, 3 Vegex, 3 Mecha Freezer, 2 King Piccolo, 1 Green Gotenks, 1 Soul Striker being a red-blue variant, 1 Launch being the red-green variant, and 1 Majin Vegeta. So quite a lot of difference in this one from the last two. First one being absolutely no Shenron making it into the top cut, like I think in the previous ones. We had at least 2, I think it's 3 in each of them last time, but in this one we've had none. Launch has gone down to 1, and with this launch deck as well, it's the same person who has topped all 3 regionals, as I think all 3 regionals with the same deck as well. I think maybe making changes to it, but it's just showing consistency as a strong player, showing that he has great knowledge of the deck and performs well. And we got, like the other one, we got another Soul Striker red blue topped it as well, which by a different person as well, different player topping with it. We also have just trying to think of what else that we're missing that normally, absolutely once again no Blue Baby as well. And also I think Sin, the closest Sin got to it, what top cut was 18th, just missing out. Yeah, and also we've got Majin is still coming in the top as well, showing that it's the with no reboot Gohan. That's going to be aggro deck to replace green aggro deck to replace reboot Gohan, and Green Gotenks making its first appearance in the regionals, because we haven't had any Green Gotenks in any of the events for spring. None of the other ones had a Green Gotenks top on it. And this time we had one top, and also we had a few more Vegex decks as well, a few more Mecha Freezer as well, because I know with the last one there was 1 Vegex and 1 Mecha Freezer at top. A few less King Piccolo, but all in all we can see that it's changed since the last one. So with the show of Vegex and Dark Broly kind of pushing out the Sin Shenron as well. But let's get into the decks and see the individual lists as well. So the first one we got is, so we're going to cover all the ones in order. So we'll go with the Dark Brolys, the Vegex, as they were on the list from left to right. So first one, I'm going to do it in the place order as well for each of the different decks as well. So the first one we've got is 4th place Manuel Garcia using Planet Dark Broly. So with this one we can see it's the standard Dark Broly core with all the Dark Brolys with 3 of the blocker and 3 of the SI. We also got like it's been a trend now, people Dark Brodies have been maining True Fighting Spirit, one for help self-awaken, each one to self-awaken earlier than turn 3. And also, as well as that, they have the help against things like blue and ever counters as well, because I know like helps when your opponent's using violent rays or against blue blue and stuff, making them lose hand for trying to defend is helps his deck out advantage. And this player has also included back in Mirror, which is a great card that was absent from a few decks from Dark Brody over time, and that'll come back into favor as well. And this one is also opted the main Super Kamehameha, which is good because it helps against things like a Topo, which can shut down a turn, and other things as well. And also they've opted to use the Kai Secret Rare instead of the Lineage Secret Rare, because I know some people have opted to go for Lineage over Kai. Like, Kai is really handy in the fact that for just 2 energy you can drop a 40k beat stick and also take out your opponent's entire board except from cards with barrier. It's not live until you reach your turn 3, which is I think one reason why people opt for the Lineage, because with the Lineage card your opponent has to have 3 energy for it to be live. So going first, the Kai is a bit stronger, and depends on what you want to kind of use it for. But going second, which is the Lineage card, is is live a lot quicker, and also can help you in situations like if your opponent tries to go on with a 7 cost or less battle card without barrier. If they go all in, Lineage can shut down that play by just taking the card from them. But all just standard list apart from really, and we go on to the next one. So the next one we have is 8th place Joe Dunford for Dark Brody. I haven't got a list for this one because his team, shout out to London's Player Guild, they wanted to do a deck profile on Joe's list for the channel, so I think they've gone and done it. And for anybody whose list I couldn't get because they were going to do a deck profile on their own channel, I will get the link to their deck profile and put it in the description below. So in the description below, I'm going to have there should be as well, links to all the decks on DBS Deck Planet. And for the ones I don't have, like Joe's for example, there'll be a link to the YouTube YouTube video on their channel. So go check out the link below for the London's Players Guild to see their deck profile for Joe's list. But for the next one, we have 11th place Borah Store with Dark Brody, and as you can see, it's a bit different from Manuel's one. It's got the same core, and also one thing the Manuel wasn't doing, he wasn't playing Gravy. I know some players like playing Gravy because of the fact that you can combo with it and put back more black cards from your warp to your drop, so you have more targets to bring out your Dark Brodies, because they require 6 excluding itself to banish from your warp, to warp from your drop to play itself from the drop. So the main difference is it's reduced down to the Goku down to 3 instead of 4. He's also playing Kami as well for a board wipe, which is quite interesting. So a board wipe of Weenie, so it helps against King Piccolo. It's a very good tech for that. He's also running Through Shadow Mystery just in case he goes in the late game, which is a really cool, because as I think I've already mentioned, this was a best of 1, so there's no sideboarding. So if you wanted to cut the cover or whatever matchup, you need the main decks and answers that you would normally side. And also with that as well, he has mained 2 of the Piccolo Unison to help get under things like, because I think with that one helps get under to try and kill the Vegeta Unison in yellow, because it gets you never attacking, because that can stop your Dark Brodies. Because if your opponent drops that and you can't take markers off it, it just keeps doing its -1, and you can't attack with any of your Dark Brodies, which hinders the deck a bit. So this gives you an never attacker that goes under that as well to try and knock the markers off of the Unison to kill it. And as well as that, he has opted to use the Lineage Secret Rare, which I mentioned a bit before, and also has a copy of particular people to help against boards that go wide as well, which is quite interesting. It's quite a different deck, and also he's running 2 of the Tele Unison and 1 of the Dark or Deluge, which allows him to grab back any of his 30Ks by dropping off a 30K from board. So if you can grab back. So it means that things like the Fu, Brainwashed, and Democrat are never lost because he can just sack off a Dark Broly after playing it, swing with it to grab one of those back to his hand to play. And that's never card that's fallen out of favour since the deck was released. This archetype was released in set 11. But going on to the last Dark Broly deck, we have the 14th placed Pablo Anglader playing his Dark Broly with another unique take on it as well. When I say unique take on it, the core is basically the same, as you can see. No Dark Illusion like the last one, but has 3 copies of Tower. Same ratios mainly for the core. But he's running, he's maining 2 of the Broken Seal to help against the mirror match, stopping your opponent from dropping their 6 costs as well, and helping with archetype specific decks that do predictable plays like that Red Broly and stuff like that. And he's also running 2 Belmont Double Devastation, so that's a way for you to sack off your Brolys as well without having to sack off any unique Brolys to be able to play them again if with attack over them. If your leader's attack, because normally with this deck you can swing with your leader because on its backside your leader can use the sack off a 30k black battle card from your hand or board to give itself 5,000 power for the battle. But if your leader attack is negated, then even though you can still sack them off with other attacks, but you don't get the boost goes to the leader, not to anything else. So the Belmont's quite handy to be able to sack off ones if your leader's attack is stopped, because most of the time the main attack that you're going to be negating in Dark Broly is leader swing, because of that effect it can power up quite hard, and it's harder to stop a leader swing when it goes all in than it is a battle card swing. And also this one's playing 2 copies of the Tag Team Gohan, which gives you which is a really good card, because by using the leader's effect to sack off a Dark Broly or Belmont or anything like that, or even Heartfelt Play, you can or if a Overwhelm goes at the end of the turn, you can play it for free from your hand as long as you don't control another copy, and that guy either gives you a free 15k blocker or a free 15k attacker as well. And once again, they're using the Lineage Secret Rare instead of the Kai Secret Rare as well for this for his list. That's all Dark Broly, pretty they always look the same main core, but then you do see some things like the Belmont kind of techs and Gravy and stuff, like different tech choices in between, which is quite interesting. And another thing to note is, as I said, all the lists will be up on Deck Planet as well. So if you want to look at the lists on the deck on a deck building site, they'll all be on the DBS Deck Planet, and that way you can have a look at them yourself, and also use the function to put them on untap if you want to test them out on untap, give them a try. So that's it all for Dark Broly. We're now going to the Vegex. So first the Vegex deck we got is the 7th place Armand Select, and he's played quite an interesting list. As you can see, he's got the same, once again, Vegex is a deck where you've got the same core, like as you can see, he's running 4 of the Time Agents, the Kai, and the Unison, because that's one of the strongest things about the deck is that you just mill 5, and you can get some really strong advantage as well from that. He is running 2 Champa and 1 Kai. I know some Vegex decks should do the max out on 4 copies of either one, or so they can get a lot of double strike swings in. But they are running most Vegex I think nowadays are now running the 4 of the Black Dark Power Black Masayan and 4 of the Son Goku True Fighting Spirit, because they're 1-drops to help yourself awaken, so you don't have to worry about milk, should be overwhelming a lot, so it's not likely you always get the 20 and drop to awaken that way. And use those, and they're very strong as well with Dark Power Black Masayan and Goku being good floodgates for things like Goku against counters and Dark Power Black Masayan for free playing stuff. And as well, I think to put a lot of hate against blue, he's also got 4 of the Vegeta True Fighting Spirit as well, which is interesting. It really helps against blue or Aegis, to be honest, but it is never self-awakener as well. And also he's running 3 of the Shin supremacy. I can't see the name because it's covered up by the percentage to show how often you might get in your hand. I think what this card does is a cantrip. That also has it where if you have 3 or less energy, your opponent can attack with 7 costs or less until the end, until the end of their next turn or your start of your next turn. So it helps. Is a good card for black or for any deck really to help against things like Zijan run, which can aggro you on turn 3 to make it so they can't really aggro you down for aggro sin. With their A drops, because a lot of their power are in the TP Omega, SR Omega, and also the Cell Zeno as well. And like the standard list is running very strong Overwhelms in Secret Identity, Brainwash No More, SS4 Guardock Fighting Against Fate, and Mirror Creators on. But also what he's running is the Bartek True Power Unleashed, which is one from I think from the first champ pack. Whereas Overwhelm, I think it's Overwhelm 5, and it's got also when this card is used by Overwhelm, you choose all your opponent's battle cards that are 6 or more and send them to their warp, into their owner's warp. So this is helpful against Dark Broly, where if they make a huge board, or drop all their Dark Brolys, you can get rid of them for 1 Overwhelm, and even against things like a Zijan as well, any deck that drops battle cards of 6 or more. Easily, you can get rid of them with 1 card. And also he's running one of the tag team SS3 tag team trunks as well for an Overwhelm, which is pretty strong, as a tech choice as well. And also like it is normally been between the a lot of secret rares for a lot of decks is the choice between the two most generous generic secret rares at the moment are the Heroine's Lineage and the Supreme Kai Spacetime Unraveler. That's the most generic ones, unless you're playing a specific deck that can use them, like Cell Zeno for most Zijan decks, or Baby Hatch for most blue decks and things like that. The most generic ones are those two that go in any deck. So if you're not running one that's specifically better for your color or archetype, most decks run those ones. And as you can see from this Vegex deck, it's playing the the Heroine's Lineage Secret Rare. And with the next one, we got Zijan of MyWifeHatesGames. Managed to break the bubble this time. Last time for the last one in April, we ended up in 17th, just missing out, which sucked. But this time, he managed to pull it through and come in 12th place for this one. And once again, keeping true, sticking with what he was enjoying, which was Vegex. And as you see, it's got a standard lineup of the Time Agent stuff, and also once again for the Goku and Dark Power, like I was saying. Running 4 Human Instincts in attack as well, which I don't think the Armand was running. And also secret of choice for Zijan was the Kai, and his overrun of choices were the Demagra, Goku Man on a Mission, Secret Identity, and Mirror from the Assault from the Skies. So they're all really good secret overruns, applying either a lot of pressure, but they've either got like utility on either board wiping with Secret Identity, like critical pressure with the Man on a Mission, or control with Demagra, or trying to punish and finish off with Assault from the Skies. So a pretty generic list, but still powerful for what it does, all that free advantage and easy plays. And then for the last Vegex deck, we got Peter Dance coming in 16th place with his Vegex list. Once again, standard core, like most of the others. With the other two lists, we can see that Armand run 1 Kai, 1 Hidden Power Kai, and 2 Champa. Zijan ran 3 Champa, and Peter decided to run a full-on 4 Champas as well to put pressure. And also you can see he's also run 4 SS4 Bartek as well, because that's a really strong unison. Overwhelm, not unison, to give you 2 extra 25k attack, and 25k is a really good spot, because a lot of time going in at 25 on 50, because most leaders are 15k. When going in on 25, your opponent has to combo with a super combo plus another card. So then, rather than use a super combo, the combo out of a 20k swing and not lose any advantage because the super combo replaces itself. At least with going in 25, your opponent has to use a super combo, replace itself, but they still got to lose a card by comboing an error 5k. And if they do go 2 super combos on 25k swing, they're wasting a super combo and over comboing. But if they're doing a super combo in a 5k, they're still losing a card even that way. And he's also running the similar as well Overrealm, but running on 2 Demagra, 2 Secret Identity, and 2 Mirror for same utility. Magical Extinction Attack. They get a lot of power for 1 energy, so rather than being most cards that require you tapping a card to gain combo power, it's normally 1 cost 10k like the Champa. But the Extinction Attack allows you to give you 15k, so extra 5k, so 15k for 1 energy, and also allowing you to remove something your opponent's drop that could be relevant, and also giving you extra mills to try and get that more advantage as well. As you see from all of them as well, all the black decks at the moment are running the same super combo, being SS Vegeta, Prince Strikes Back, and he's also chose to use the Lineage Secret Rare as well. I think so. Out of the 3 Vegex decks, it was 2 of them running Lineage, and 1 running Kai. So that's for the Vegex decks. Now we're going to do Mecha Freezer. So we've got the first Mecha Freezer is the one who took first place, being Bartek Piccolo's. And it's quite an interesting list as well. It's not. It's running some green as well. Being I think he also came 16th in the last one, just squeezing to the top cut with the same list. And this time he's managed to go all the way undefeated 7-0 to take this one, and with the same tech as well. I think last time he was running the Belmont as well, being able to sack off things like I mentioned, to sack off his Bergamo, not Bergamo, the Basil. So after you've played it, got the effect to give it dual attack 15k, swing twice with it and sack it off with Belmont to then give yourself either a 20k attack or a blocker, and then be able to play another Basil because Basil has the permanent, which is like unique, meaning you can control 1 at a time. And also, yeah, basically it's a standard one, but he's also got the Bartok and the Beerus 3 and 3. So the Bartok is an Overrealm where when you play it by Overrealm, you draw 2 and discard 1. And then the Beerus has the effect of if it's discarded battle card while the battle card is on the field, it can play itself on the drop. So you get 2 cards, you gain 2 cards, and you get 2 on the field as well for free. And just like with most Mecha Freezer decks, play the 1 Poutine, sell Secret Rare for the Secret Rare of choice. Vegeta Unison for the Unison of choice as well, because it helps against the Dark Broly matchup. And other matchups as well that drop Sin Channel as well, that drop big beat sticks more than higher than energy. And in the standard with extra cards being Scrambling Assault, Spirit Cannon, Cold Bloodlust. But this for Bartek's, he ran 1 Tyrannical Blow, 1 Giant Ball, and 2 of the Freezer Army Reinforcement to give you extra protection, extra negates as well. Rest of it's still standard. The Bartok here is less standard, but it's a way to rest off and try and make it easier to get the Silzano live on board. The rest of it is kind of a... And also he's decided to use the Krillin tech. I know sometimes Mecha Freezer decks will use the Zamasu super combo to help, because it helps with defense, being able to tap something down. You can tap quite a lot down and give more options to drop Bergamo and Poutine. But Bartek has decided to go with the Krillin super combo instead, so you can see more cards and bottom. And it's a really useful super combo as well, being able to say if you put back a Basil back in deck, then use the Unite Assemble to bring it straight back out from the deck after drawing 2. Or say Chapel, so if you've got things like Chapel and Basil in your hand that you want back in the deck to play from the deck with the Unite Assemble, you can do just that. Oh yeah, and also what I did mention as well, the 4 Final Flash, full on 4, because this is such a strong card, being able to negate skills and also give that 15k combo power for 1 energy, and in this deck you can technically give 15k combo power for free to something, but not a unison. On to the next one, we have 5th place Mert Dalmas with his Mecha Freezer. So he's got a lot more different techs, so it's not the standard tech. So it's got the standard core, like standard cards that most Mecha Freezer decks use. He's running a different overwhelm, being Secret Identity Mass N, which is probably the best overwhelm card at the moment. Or generic one as well, being able to, it's got such utility, being the wall wipe and giving you a free 25k. Mertz decided to use instead taking 1 chamber, as you can see. He's running the blue-yellow stuff as well, being his super combo of choice is Zamasu, and he's also running the Bojack as well to give him Aegis as well. Not many targets for Aegis, as you can see. He's only got other copies of Bojack and Zamasu's, which might quite seem low, but it worked for him to get in the 5th place. He's also playing main decking as well. SS4 Goku to help against things like Invoker, because if you didn't know, this card is a free cost, 20k, requires 4 yellow I think. That has Barrier, Deflect and Unique, so it's not being stopped from coming down. And it's got a permanent of, if your opponent wants to activate an extra card, they need to tap 1 energy in order to do that. So for the mirror match and against Invoker, it's a very strong card. And also searchable by your Planet Vegeta as well, which is running 2 copies of, which Bartek was not running at all. And as you can see in the difference, you've got quite similar card choices for extra cards. Also, he's running 3-1 split of the Unison, being 3 of the Vegeta and 1 Mecha Gebura. The Mecha Gebura is a nice touch, or if the game goes on too long, or a lot longer than turn 3. Then this Mecha Gebura is a really nice unison to keep something tapped down, give you additional draw power and a blocker, and help a lot more helpful defense as well. Same with the Freezers here as well, coming down on 5 if it goes on too long, and be able to put your opponent off of one of the used counter attacks. It just looks like a deck where if he gets down the Goku, Meki and Freezer going on too long, so 3, 4, 5, then his opponent's not going to be able to do much just because of all that disruption. He's also playing 2 Mecha Freezer Clan of Terror, which I imagine he plays out after dropping the new Champ Pack 2021 Freezer. But with his extra cards of choice, he's running the same kind of similar ones, but he's also running a Release from Evil, 4 Nimbus as well, so 4 negates. Nimbus being probably the strongest negate for yellow. 2 Planet Vegeta to help search as well, so that you had to get him the Goku if he needs it, or get him his Bartek if he needs it. It's also running 1 Freezer Death Ball as well, which is 1 you can play for free, giving your leader a 15k boost, and also if it's during your turn, KO and something in rest mode, and 1 Death Beam Blaster, I think it's called, which is basically the same as called Bloodlust, just more steps to do the same thing. But since the Gold Bloodlust is limited to 1, it's a good choice. So he's got technically 2 copies of it. Overall, it's quite a unique list, lots of different tech choices. But as you see, obviously worked out for him, getting him to 5th place, and also being a 57 card deck as well. And next we have the last Mecha Freezer deck, being 15th place, Kevin Regard. I do the mistake that I left. I put Dark Broly when it actually is Mecha Freezer. That's my bad. But he was definitely playing Mecha Freezer, and this is the list. So just like Mert, he was playing the yellow-blue stuff as well, having 4 Zamasu for a super combo choice and 4 Bojack, but also running extra ones as well, being the Sorrel and Hop from Evolution Booster. This is a handy card for this, being extra target, extra fuel for Aegis, and if he doesn't use them for that, being targets to bring out, giving him extra targets to bring out from U9 Assemble, because it is a U9 card. So it means with the free Basil and free Chepil, he's also got those 2 targets as well. Also, he's running which I've seen someone do for other events, is running the Android 18 Steadfast something. I can't read it from there. this is a card which, when you combo with it, you can discard an extra card, and if you do, it gains an extra 6k combo power for that combo for that turn turn, making it a 11k combo card if you need it. And since Mecha is a heavy extra card deck, because the strategy is relying on the use of extra cards, something that could be dead in hand, so being able to discard those to get combo power is handy as well. He's also playing one SS3 Son Goku, the last straw, giving himself an extra double strike opportunity as well with the Champa, as well if needed. But once again, as you see, all 3 of the Mecha Freezer decks that made the top 16 are all running the Selzeno as a secret rare choice, which is good, cool. Because it's a very strong secret rare for yellow decks, probably the best one for yellow decks, specifically. But still, with the extra cards as well, he's running same kind of lineup, having always having 4 U9 Assemble, going for 3/3 on the Final Flash and Nimbus. Always having the Final Spirit Cannon, called Bloodlust, and he's gone for 2 Planet Vegeta and 2 Giant Ball as well. And also for his overall choice being Secret Identity Messiah, which is quite, as I said, is a really good secret Everon card. That's it for the Mecha Freezers. Then we got onto the next two King Piccolo decks. So the first one is second place, Lorenzo Zanotti. I think I've got that wrong, but I'm not really good for names. So yeah, with these, so we went for King Piccolo. As you can see, it's got every single King Piccolo is going to have the same core of 3 drum, 3 symbol. No, sorry, 4 drum, 4 symbol, 3. I can't remember that one's name. Trying to think. Can't remember the one with the wings. Piano. I'll probably think of it in a bit. 3 of him because he's 3 of him instead of 4 like the rest of them because he has unique. 4 piano and 4 the unison, and all decks are going to have to set that same ratio. Well, that any one that I've seen as well. He's gone for the Piccolo super combo because it's a red Namekian, which he can use it off leader's effect, the combo from life. He's gone for 3 of the Piccolo Junior, the King Scion for a handy negate and double striker as well. 2 3/3 of the King Piccolo cards, being 2 of the 1-drop that searches for the unison or 1 of the archetype. 3 of the King Piccolo Time to Fight, which you normally evolve on top of that, or the new ruler, which is the next one, and 3 of the new ruler, which is like almost like overall the deck because you can put it for 3 as long as you've got red unison on board with 3 markers or more. And with the other ones, you've got the unison, extra help for unisons being 3 Yamcha, 3 Topo being a really strong negate for red, 2 SSB Kaioken giving you removal through barrier as well. 2 Maya as well to help against blue, main decks as well. One interesting choice though is this Vegeta from the anniversary box. It's a negate that if your opponent is playing a battle card that is 15k or less, it goes to drop here instead. It's a free cost, but it does have a permanent of if you have 3 or more energy, reduce the energy cost of by 2, so it only requires 1 red once you get the free energy. And the other effect is not relevant because you need the Vegeta leader. He's also running 1 Champa, 1 Dark Power Max. Then I know some King Piccolo decks don't run Overwhelm because you can use your drop things like with symbol, being able to put cards on the unison to draw 1 and give a marker to unison. And he's playing the Kai for Secret Rare of Choice, which is a good one to get help with that board removal. And then the standard of 3 Rays and 2 Attack of the Demon Clan for his extra cards, with Rays being one of the best negates in the game, and the best negate for red, and the Attack of the Demon Clan being able to help you get being working so well with the archetype, being able to essentially play one of the Demon Clan from your deck. And then with the next King Piccolo deck, we have the 3rd place Ruben Velgi. Not very good, as I said, not very good names, and he's got quite a different take, as you can see compared to Lorenzo's on King Piccolo. as I said, he's got the same core with the Demon Clan cards, but he's gone with also gone with free King Piccolo Jr., the King Scion. But then with the other ones, he's got a kind of reverse of going for 3 of the 1 drop instead of 2, and 2 of the new roll instead of 3, but then still 3 at the time to fight. But as well as that, he's also running 2 other King Piccolo cards, being the TP King Piccolo. Can't remember the name, but it's the one where when you combo with it, you can combo with a face-up card from your life. But you don't replace it, you can use it, and then you can remove it from your warp to give one of your Demon Clan or Red Namekians a 5k boost, I think. And then he's got the SR King Piccolo Evil Dictator. This is one that if you use, you can easily bring out by using the Time to Fight to give something 20k when it attacks or is played, to make it, because you can play it for 1 red by sacking off Demon Clan or Red Namekians, I think, from your board. That equates to 40k or more power. So it's easy to pull off, and there's a dual attack, 25k double striker, which can be quite powerful. And then he's got the same with being 3 topo, 3 amateur, and 3 topo, 3 amateur, and 1 topo. He's gone for different super combos of choice. He's gone for the Raditz Saiyan Youth and 2 Raditz Saiyan Youth and 2 Whis super combos. So the Whis giving him some more minus power cards, but and Raditz being able to allow him to put cards back in his deck that could be dead. The draw new cards being potentially a better super combo than Piccolo, but Piccolo does have a lot more synergy with the archetype itself, being a Red Namekian. That's quite an interesting change from the Piccolo, running those instead of Piccolo Unison, but they do have their own merits. And then with his extra cards and overtax, so just like with Lorenzo, he's running an Overrealm, but he's running the SS4 Bardock fighting against face for more aggression, I imagine. Also running the Kai as well, and then the same with free raise, but instead of 2 attack of the Demon Clan, he's gone for 2 Wolfang Fist, which is a good card for this deck as well, because one thing you want to do with King Piccolo is set up the Unison as quick as possible and maintain it there, because that card, because the leader doesn't have any draw power itself, you want to use Piano and Unison to help build the draw cards, because the deck doesn't draw cards itself for the leader and the effect. So you want to use that, and also using testing your position as a strong negate in red, giving you a negate and a blocker to help defend against 2 attacks, and 2 Revenge Death Ball, 2 Freezer's Death Ball, which can potentially put with any card, but not Unison's, 25 power difference, be able to give your card 15k and minus something by one of your opponent's cards, not in your Barado, being leader or battle card, minus 10k. So it's a very interesting take. I'm actually getting the 3rd place, so both King Piccolos got 2nd and 3rd place, which is high ranking for the deck, and both quite different lists as well. So that's it for the ones that have multiple. Now we get on to the single decks that only had 1 showing in the top 16. First one we have is Green Go Tanks from Max Fox. Once again, another list where Max is going to put out a deck profile on his deck with his team, being MyWifeHatesGames, so team the Distinct Few, led by Zijan. Once again, once they put out the video and have the video, I have the video link, I'm going to put it in the description below, so you can go and check out their channel, support them as well, and check out their take with seeing the list and Max's description about the choices and stuff like that. So if you're interested in seeing the Green Go Things list, go down to the little comment section, the description box below, and have a look for the link and go and check out the video from their channel on MyWifeHatesGames. So next we have the Soul Striker deck, the red-blue, piloted to 9th place by Kandamir, of Team 9 Life as well, so shout out to Team 9 Life. I think they secured 5 spots in the top cut, taking quite a few spots. And he did it with Soul Striker, So I think Can is quite a good player with blue. I know he's done quite well. I think he won a CardMarket event before, I think back last year, at the end of last year, using Vegito. I think it was the blue Vegito from the start deck one. And for this one, he opted to go for Soulstrike. I know he's been playing Mecha Freezer for the last two, but he's decided to go back go to blue instead, and it looked like it paid off for him as well because he managed to get to 9th place. So he's running it with the blue red, using the standard red blue stuff, being the Borah Super Combo to help you restand when you multi-color energy, and then a multiple of the only two that I can think of arrival cards for that color combination, being Hercule and Boo Friends Forever and Cooler Tyrannical Assault. He's running 4 of the Boo and Hercule and Boo and 3 of the Cooler, but he's also running as well 2 of the Freezer, giving it a helpful way to board wipe by its effect, and also have an alternative way to win, be able to potentially do deck out with the Freezer. In like most blue decks, he has 3 of the Ape, 3 of the Trunks Counterplay, and 2 of the Heroic Prospects, which is standard with a blue, going with the Unison. 3 Goku Saiyan Instinct as well, because with the leader as well, when you to awaken, you untap 2 and draw 1, so you can use the Ape, tap 2 to draw 2, then swing the lead, untap those energy you just used, and draw another 1, which is insanely good. And also as well, have an Ever Negate on top with Heroic Prospects to help out surviving. He has 4 Topo, because he's got that live with by just having at least 1 of the red-blue cards charged. He also has 2 Booney to help with some whiteboard aggression. These Kai as well to deter people dropping cards on his turn, because if they do, Kai will, because being a cantrip as well that replaces itself and makes it so anytime your opponent would drop a player card during your turn, they have to bottom deck a card. Like almost every deck has at least 1 Champer, because it's such a good card to help finish out games as well from just one, normally with Leader Swing or Unison Swing. And then he has Fu Shrouders Mystery, like going with his Baby Hatch being like technically 2 secret rares, because with blue it's easy enough to survive until turn 6, and Fu basically makes it so if you're not winning that turn, your opponent, you're probably winning the next turn, just put your opponent in a really hard position. And Baby Hatch being the best secret rare for blue, really being able to shut down a whole turn once you get it to 3 energy. And then his units of choice was the Baby Parasite. So if you didn't know, or as you can see on the screen, the leader has a alternative waking condition where instead you can either be at 4 life or have a blue Unison card with a specified cost of 3 in play to help you awaken, which this Unison fulfills because it is a free specified cost of 3 blue Unison. And it's got 2 effects, being either draw a card once per turn by upping 2, so once you drop it, you have 5 markers, which is hard to remove, and then you got a -5, making it so your leader becomes a powerhouse of a 30k double striker on the awaken side with double strike, and making it so you can activate any counter play from your hand by discarding 2 cards, so making the baby easy to drop. And if you don't have the Unison on board, if it dies after minusing 5, still having the Trunks live by that effect. Probably the best blue Unison at the moment for any blue deck. And then the extra cards of choice being 4 Bean, 4 Dimension Magic, which is not kind of standard in blue decks. And he's running 1. I can't remember what this card is, or the original part of it is something Universe 7. This is an interesting card because it allows him to grab the. I think the only thing it allows him to grab is the Borah Super Combo. So it allows him to grab Super Combo from deck, but that's the only target that I can actually see from here. Because it grabs but it can also grab it either from deck or from drop, which is interesting. And he's got 1 Rebirth of Justice, able to allow him to play the Freezer from his hand, Freezer or Baby from his hand for just 4 energy. And the great thing with this is if your opponent just trying to counter that, one thing you can do is play the Abuni instead, because it has deflect. So if your opponent tries to use a counter, you can just play a Abuni instead of playing Freezer. and also having one of combination attack, giving him an additional multicolored charge if need to be, or a good extra card to help against. Because what it does is it costs 1 red and 1 blue. Activate battle. You can choose one of your opponent's battle cards at 5 cost or less, return it to the hand, and then tap one of your energy, basically. So this is quite a unique deck, interesting card combination as well. But still, he did well with it, allowed him to get to 9th place, so congrats to Can. And the next one we have is another person who has topped multiple events, is Dennis Caval in 10th place with Red Green Launch. Now, if I can remember correctly, Dennis has topped each of the 3 CardMarket regionals with the same deck as well. I don't think with the same list, but he has done it with the same deck. He's run launch for each of them and managed to make top cut every time as well. And he's gone up for a maxed out his deck on 60 cards. And unlike most decks that go for the generic secret rare, he's opted for the SS3 Scramble, given that so instead of going for the generic ones like Erebos has gone for, that are also really strong, he's gone for his themed one for red green, giving him another option as well if he does drop it. I don't know how many times he dropped it, but it does give an option to burn if he gets his opponent down to 2 life. And with launch, you don't really take too much life because you're always comboing to draw, so you're normally staying at high life. And with SS3 now, if he can get his opponent down to 2, once he gets a 5 energy, well, it meets the condition of the energy requirement. I think it's 2 red and 3 green, I'm not 100% sure, but once he gets to turn 5, he can drop it and burn his last 2 life from his opponent as well. And as you can see, he's got a lot of tech choices. He's got the 4/4/4 on the Bulma and both launch cards to help flip his leader over. 4 Super Combo Nappa, and then for the arrival cards, he's got 2 Champabeerus, 2 Goku, and 2 Resonant Explosions. So with the Resonant Explosion and Champabeerus, he's got a lot of options to be able to kill things because Gogeta pops 4 or less, I think. Yeah, I think Gogeta pops 4 or less, and Champabeerus pops 20k or less. And then the Goku can give a boost and also drop combos defensively. And he's got the standard of having the Piccolo, but he's gone for 3 Piccolos instead of 4 and 1 Assimilate, so he's technically playing 4 copies. Only 2 Topo, also 2 Beerus Crown as well for his tech choices. Beerus being a really strong card for tech choice. And just like the Bartek did, he's playing the Overwhelm Barlock and Beerus combination to draw and to give you 2 new cards by overwhelming and 2 battle cards on board. He's also got 1 Quartz card to help with things like King Piccolo, which is good tech. And he's got his only extra cards. Oh yeah, he's also got the Bright Resolute to give extra pressure. The Vegeta as well, Love Ones, can't remember what it's called, but the Blue Hate from Draft Box 6, and his extra cards of choice being, negates the choice being Violent Rays and Testing the Opposition, 1 being the best red negate in the game, and the other one being able to negate 2 attacks by negating an attack and giving you a blocker to help defend. It's a very strong list, very aggressive, very teched out as well, and as you can see, he understands completely how the deck works, and proven that by topping each of the events with launch. And then on to the last list, the last deck that made top 16 for the CardMarket event was Magic Vegeta in 13th place by Chris Putt. So, don't really know what to say about Magic Vegeta. I know it's got. I know some people do opt to use the extra card route by using the Bibbidi on turn 1 that can play the Magic Quickening from Dexter onto board. And what Magic Quickening does is anytime you take a life, you put a top card of your deck under it. Then once you have 4 under it, you can send itself and the 4 cards under it to the drop and play a Majin Buu free cost from your free cost Majin Buu. I think it's a free cost green Majin Buu from your deck to your board. And Chris has only 2 options. He's only got the Ghastly Looking for a Fight and Ghastly Energy, which I think Ghastly Energy is barrier. I know one is barrier and one is deflect, and then one takes a marker off a unison and one pops a battle card. I can't remember which one is which. Just can't see from this angle because I'm seeing it just like you are. But those are good ones. Like, so if you're against a deck, like if you're against green and they're gonna if they're gonna stop the card from coming out, you can bring out the one with deflect. If they're gonna try and pop it after you've dropped it, you can put the one with barrier down. And of course, after that, you can play the you can use the Parasitic Ball, which is a 3-star ball, to then play from your deck on top of it either Xenobu, of course, either you can either get this 4-cost one from the Toe Star deck, which can then allow you to play either the 7-drop Boo Zeno or the Slug Zeno from your deck from the top, if you see in the top 7, or the Gas Ramage, and then go into and then EX Evolve into the Boo, depending on what you want to do and what you see. So with the Toa from Imagine Boo from the Toa deck, it gives you a bit more defense, because then if your opponent, if White's on the board in rest mode, if your opponent wants to attack your leader, you got discard 2, which means your opponent's got less likely going to want to attack your leader and will attack it instead. And with the 5-drop, I think it also has deflect, and it by taking a mark off a unison, you can pop a card and make your opponent discard a card. But he's not running a unison, so it's just there to have a way to EX evolve into a 5-drop Boo, the 7-drop Boo, and a 7-drop Boo is a dual attacker, double striker at 25k power. And then when it leaves the board by an effect, you get the player Boo from your drop area and add a ball back to hand. So a really strong chain that if it's removed at any point, you get to try to re-establish it as well. And they help you get the Awaken Life. You've got the Leader's effect to take life as well. So even if you don't get attacked, you can still take your own life to be able to get down to 4 life and put 4 cards under it using the Leader and the 1-drop TP Vegeta, which is overwhelm as well. And he's also running the Life and Death Vegeta as well, that you can play from the Leader's Awaken side, which is the look at the bottom for 1 green. Look at the bottom of the deck, see a free cost with Overlord with Servant, and play it. And then his tech cards of choice. Well, he's got be able to easily fulfill that. You can either use by Overlord, which is on the Leader, or by using the super combo of choice, being Gohan to put to the bottom of the deck in a combo. And his tech cards of choice is being the Bartek, but instead he's not running interesting enough, he's not using the Beerus with it as well to get that max value, but he is running Koitsukai, which you could probably drop off that by comboing to help prevent, because a topo against this deck is going to make basically shut down your turn, because you're not going to want to discard loads of cards to try and power through. Protecting the Vegeta protecting his loved ones as well to help against blue decks, blue hate, and then Kakunza for extra aggression, be able to be a 1-cost double striker potentially. And then his other extra cards of choice being 2 of the Cell, Earth to try and Kamehameha, and his secret rare of choice being the Lineage secret rare, which is a lot of people are choosing because it's such a good secret rare, and also a very generic one that any deck can run as well. So yeah, that's all for the top 16 lists. So as I said, in the description box below will be a link to all the deck lists on DBS Deck Planet. Go check it out if you want to go and check on the list. And also there's an option, if you go onto them as well, to import them into Untap, which is a function DBS Decks has now, to allow you to put them into your Untap and test them out if you want to try them out. And I will try to get some player interviews and deck profiles done for some of the players here as well, to go over the decks, go into a bit more description about their experience in the tournament, the reason for the choosing the deck, and the reason behind the tech choices and stuff as well. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been enjoyable, and hope you enjoy the effort I put into trying to get the top 16 out. Also check out London's Player Guild. We got a link below if I have it, to see Joe's deck list, and also My Wife Hates Games to check out Max's deck list as well, that I'll be putting up at some point. Once again, if you enjoy content like this, feel free to give my channel a sub, so that way you can keep updated for if and when I drop videos. I haven't put up for a few weeks now, because I'm trying to do, well, it's difficult trying to get gameplay for deck ideas and stuff on Untap, because of how Untap is and how most players are on there. Because at the moment I've been trying to get gameplay footage to go with my deck profiles, so you have a bit more of a view of how the deck works. But I'm getting a lot of rage quits and a lot of the general Untap players being on Untap. But hopefully I should be getting more deck videos up, more deck profiles with actually gameplay as well, to help you guys out. Also comment down below if I've got anything wrong, like if I got anybody's name wrong, or any information wrong, or anything like that. Or if you got any requests, or want to see any, or have any questions or anything, drop a comment down below, answer them as quick as possible and as best I can. And lastly, give the video a like if you enjoyed it and you found it helpful as well. But apart from that, I'm going to go off now. Thank you for watching. It's been a long one, but like most of these videos are, when covering all the news from the week. Yeah, thank you for watching for all this time, and see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.